Okay. Hey, everybody. It's me, Mama D. We're live. Yay! It's another Sunday, and y'all have to put up with me for another hour. Oh, my phone just dinged. My phone just told me we went live. There you
Yeah,
go.
me too.
Isn't it scary? Yeah, but it doesn't give me. Love this. It doesn't give me the show. It gives me the.
It's me, Mama D. We're live. Oh, I turned it down.
It's another I didn't think of that. Sorry, I'm the greatest hostess that just the. Okay. Hey everybody, welcome. My guest tonight, and I feel like we've done this a couple of times, but not on this show. We've done it on other shows. Is Tinamarie Ronan? She okay? Let's see. We go. She? Yeah, okay, nice. She's an energy worker. She's Christian, happily married for 31 plus years, which means she deserves a medal. She's a mom of two. She's been a private investigator for a private investigator. Here you go. Paranormal investigator for 17 plus years. Didn't need another medal. And you're a licensed practical nurse.
Yeah.
And in that time, she also has three businesses where she makes, if you've seen my profile picture, lovely hats, hat bags, and just go follow the links. I say the heirloom haberdashery, a steampunk jewelry and apparel. You have nature's earthware, metaphysical jewelry for life, and wardrobe enhancement. Oh, I like that word. And Three Sisters Smudging creates smudge sticks with two other women where they make specialty smudge sticks for special occasions. And if that doesn't matter, she has her own show. I said, Tuesday night, Illuminating the Paranormal on Para X, Tuesday nights from 8 to 9. And then you can switch over to the boys on.
That's right. And that's what I do.
I tried it last week and it just didn't work. I was like, nothing.
Yeah, last week was actually just a rerun because I was not home, but I'm back. And Tuesday night, I'll actually have Jen Cruz on. She actually has her own show on Para X, and she does all kinds of stuff. But the best thing is she is a part of a team called She Squatchers, and they actually go out and they hunt Bigfoot or Sasquatches, and that's what we're going to talk about.
Yeah. Tell her to stay away from Bodine.
Yeah.
He's mine.
They're up in Minneapolis and they cross over into Canada. So yeah. They've seen some things that they can't explain. Heard some things. Yeah. So I'm excited. So Tuesday night will be a lot of fun.
Very cool. Oops. People are messaging me and I'm not even on the right page. Ta-da. Hey Carolyn. Hey Jean. So yeah, I think I saw that. So okay, if anybody who's not sitting on your tuchus doing nothing, tune in. She's a great. It's fun. I've been on her show. I had to bite my tongue because you know me is sometimes and you have to behave yourself. Kind of sort of got to be on your P's and Q's. Otherwise, the management comes down and goes, Tina, never having her on again.
They did not say that.
Yet. They haven't watched my shows.
No, we all have the occasional whoops. That's life. They just asked to try and keep it PG, especially before midnight, because kids could be listening. So,
we were told before 9. Anytime after 9, kids are supposed to be in bed, so that it's fair game. Because I was on another station one time, and they had a lot of different channels that they were on, and they were told after 9 you can use all the cuss words and the whatever you want. So I was like, okay. What time's my show at? No.
Yeah,
that's why Stirring the Pot is on after 9 o'clock. That's what I keep saying. But okay. Other than that, tell everybody else a little bit about you. For those of you who don't know,
Tina. A little bit about me. I don't know. I don't know what I want to be when I grow up, so I kind of got like 9 things going on
that was one of my
all times. I don't know. I don't know if I just want to do steampunk jewelry and apparel. I don't know if I want to do just rock stones and crystals. I went from being a mom to empty nester to doing everything. So
yeah, and plus you also do events.
I do.
So
I do. All over the United States, I go to different paranormal conferences. So you guys will see me in different paranormal conferences, and I'll speak or run classes for them, like Intuition 101, how to find your spirit animal, anything like that. So yeah, I'm all over. So
she's a busy lady. She's a busy lady, and she's funny as all out. So last time, I don't know, I can't remember whose show was on. I think it was on Getting Over the Hump
I
when
think
you
it
told me
was.
about the pen.
Yes, yes. I don't have my pen out here today
It's
to
okay, I got
emphasize. Yeah. I was telling everybody about how when I was in nursing school, what to do with the 40-year-old men that get excited when they get their first bath by a young nurse. And my teacher said, well, if things get too excited, you just whack it with your pen in your pocket. And I was like, okay. Yeah. So now whenever there's a man on a show, I just hold a pen up. Some of them understand, some of them don't, but most of them obey. So, which is what
See,
they're
and
supposed to
I
do.
have this thing when I sometimes just play with the pen. I never realized it was like a threat. Oh, I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Carolyn Sims in the chat room says, funny, my dog just heard your voice and he jumped up. Wait till he hears my voice when I'm in the house. Because she lives near she's a very good friend. Her daughter's a very good friend of my daughter, and my daughter calls her mom. So when I go down, it's only like an hour and a half drive away. When I go down, I plan on going to see her. We always seem to miss each other. So I'm going to go down and make the dog crazy.
Good.
If it was my voice, it's not. Man. We got 10 people watching us. And about half of them are going to go, God, no, it's her again. I'm not sure which one to think about. No, both of us. I'm not going to let you think all the fun. Okay, what do you have coming up? Let's get the serious stuff out of the way. What do you have coming up in event-wise?
I think the next thing, I'm double checking here, but the next thing I have coming up, I believe I will be at Ashmore Estates for their suicide awareness program.
Yeah.
And I'm actually not speaking. I am going there to cause trouble, to give out hugs, and to just be there to have fun. You know, if somebody needs to just talk, I'm there. I've helped a lot of people. I've been on a suicide awareness duty, so been there, done that. I'm there for you guys. And if there's anything ever coming up, anything you can't get over, just call. I'm here. You're never alone.
Exactly.
And it stays between us.
Exactly. And a lot of people don't get that.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people are like, well, I don't want to, I don't
want to burden people.
Bother us.
No.
Bother us. Go ahead. Not a problem.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't only like to just talk. We do listen and pay attention.
We do, yes. You'll notice that a lot of people who are the big talkers are also the ones that can sit and listen for hours.
Yeah.
You know, they're there with their shoulders, their ears. We're here.
Yeah, because it's not just listening; it's hearing. And a lot of people can say, yeah, And what did I say 5 minutes ago? I don't know.
Auto response. Yeah, I have a husband like that. I think it happens somewhere between the 20th and 25th year. The auto responses just pop in, you know.
Okay.
Yeah. But you said yes. When? Last week when I asked you and you said, Well, that was just a response. That's not yes. Yes in my world.
It's so true. You said yes once. I'll take that one. I will.
That's right.
It's like when my husband buys me a candy bar. It's like my husband buys me a candy bar, and it's like a big one because I love Kit Kats. Right? It's my favorite. So he bought me a big one, and I said, "Do you want me to share?" I just sat there. I'll share it with you. He says, "No, it's okay, great. Okay, fine. I'm not listening to it. I'm not asking twice. Goodbye." I'm a chocoholic, which is not a good thing.
I understand. I'm right there with you.
But
though I am a white chocolate-aholic, I do like white chocolate over milk chocolate. And I do not like dark chocolate. So everything my husband gets in like candy or gifts, it's always dark chocolate. And he has no problem. He doesn't even have to hide it because I ain't touching that stuff.
He better be buying you some white chocolate at the same time. And plus Easter's coming up. Next week I have to go to my job, and we always have chocolate for sale where I work.
Mm.
And every year I do a Facebook Live from there and I show all kinds of things. They got turtles, they got white chocolate, dark
Oh,
chocolate, every kind.
God, yes.
So I usually try and get and do that. So I'm not gonna, just because I'm not working doesn't mean I'm going to miss it. So I'm going to torture people
There you
with
go.
chocolate. See, this show always goes from weird conversation to weird conversation. But
Oh, it does.
It's
It
just
does.
the two girls having fun, checking out the people who are in the chat room. Hey, Candace. Oh, Candace loves dark chocolate, so she can go and steal your husband's chocolate.
Yeah, anytime. Come on down, because I'm sure he's got a stockpile.
Mm-hmm. But the thing is, they're supposed to buy for us at the same time. It's just that ours seems to disappear much quicker.
I don't know. Gremlins, I don't know. I
I
tried
left
hiding it
there.
from myself in the freezer, but I found it, so it didn't
Oh.
work.
I don't
I
know. You
know.
sure it was, somebody didn't move it back so you could see it?
I would blame it on somebody else if there were anybody else here but us. But it's not going to work.
It's the ghost that you brought home from your last trip out.
Yeah, there actually was one here for a little while. Yeah.
Well, if they start eating chocolates, we're in trouble. We're going to have a problem with that one, dude. Seriously.
Yeah, occasionally they move stuff around like it's funny. And I'll be like, that's it. Bring it back. It better be here by tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And sure enough, it's usually somewhere plain where it wasn't like the top of the washer where you just did through loads of laundry, so it wasn't there earlier.
Yeah.
Right in the middle of the table. Yeah. So they get the message.
It's like, bring it back now. Where are my keys? Hang on, let's go have a conversation.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Had that happen once here in my house, that my husband was looking for something and I can't remember. Is this in the bedroom? And he went and he looked exactly where. It's like that. Came back out and he's going like, can't be there, because he puts things and he knows where he puts things and he always remembers where he puts stuff. It's very particular. I put it in a safe place so I won't forget where it is. And then 5 minutes later, I'm like, where the hell did I put it? But
exactly.
About half an hour after searching and then him complaining that, I must have moved it. Where did I put it? I was like, I can't remember what the heck it was, but I knew it wasn't something that I had anything to do with. I went and looked exactly where he said it was. And it's like, dude, it's right there. He says, it wasn't there a second ago. You put it back. I was like, no, swear to God. No. So he just never said a word.
Yeah.
I can argue. It's there.
Yeah, every once in a while we'll get a visitor. Rarely do they come in the bedroom because I have like rules, regulations set. Don't come in. Mm-hmm. I'm still alive. I need to sleep. But every once in a while one will come in and it'll be like 5, 6 a.m. and the bed will just like shake. My husband will kind of hair roll over and push me. He goes, that's for you. Get it. All right. I got to go talk to somebody.
It's like you take the phone and I'll take the spirits. There we go.
That's right.
Phone rings at 5 a.m. Honey, you get it.
Yeah.
Spirit shake the bed, sweetie.
Exactly. Crazy. Well, let's see. After Ashmore Estates for Suicide Awareness, I believe I have Reiki classes coming up. Mm-hmm. I do. I have level 2 and master. After that is May 2nd and 3rd. I'll be at the Parapsychon at the Mansfield Reformatory. That is a famous prison. Oh, fantastic. It's huge. One you need to put on your list, woman. You need to go there.
I'm getting it. I'm getting my biggest thing that seems to every time I get set for it is the passport.
Yeah.
Because trust me, I have places I want to go and it entails a passport. I always say that I'm going to travel across Canada and get a Winnebago bus or something like that. Get my daughter and just go travel across. I'm not sure what I'm doing with my husband yet, but my daughter and I are traveling across Canada, down to the States, then chitty bang it over to the UK because I got a lot of friends. I have some friends who want to see me and some friends who keep saying they're going to put my picture at the border so that I can't come in.
I love it.
Not going to stop me. I'll find a sneaky way in. I'm redhead. I can go up to Ireland and cross down.
That's right. There you go. I like that. Yeah. Mansfield Reformatory. Last year I did a, let's see, I did a paracon there and that was my first time there. And my husband, who says he's as gifted or as psychic as a box of rocks, he actually, he said, I don't have anything. That's not me.
I know other
That's all
people
you.
keep saying that.
Yeah. He went on, he kind of did the tour while we were there, and I was at my vendor table taking care of people, and he took a walk around, and he went through solitary, and he came back, and he was white as, well, ghost, as a sheet. I'm like, are you okay? I'm thinking, like, did he do too many stairs? He's going, you got to go through solitary. He goes, with what you can do, he goes, he goes, I don't hear things. He goes, but I'm going through solitary. He goes, and I swear I can hear men screaming. I was like, oh, Tim. He goes, no, you got to go through. I'm like, do I have to? He goes, no, just go take a walk, go see it. So I finally did take a walk through. I did about half of the prison, and then I went through solitary, and solitary alone, you automatically think, things are going to be bad. It was just, it tore your heart out, and it was horrible. And it was a while, even after I left, before I could get the screams out of my head. Wow. The screams and the crying and the pleading.
And you want me to go there?
It's awesome.
Tell me these horrible things, then she's like, but you gotta go there.
Well, this is the prison. If you guys have ever seen, what's the name of that movie? Now I can't think of it. Oh, I'll think of it in a minute. But anyway, it was one of the prisons that they used in a movie. And I'm trying to think of, was it Morgan Freeman?
Shawshank Redemption?
Yes, that's it. That's the prison from Shawshank. And they actually do have some of the movie memorabilia there. Wow. So you can see that too. But yeah, they take you on tours and stuff during the day. And then they do also have, you can rent it out with your group and do like an overnight investigation, that type of stuff. So, yep.
Okay, everybody, y'all go there for me. Do solitary, okay, for me? There you go.
Yep.
No, I've always said, yes, I have never done an investigation. And for some ungodly reason, the only people I'm going to do my first investigation with, when I actually do it, is with the paranormal mysteries, because I don't know why. God forbid. I trust Jay. I think that's going to be my biggest mistake, but I trust Jay, and Teresa and Tina will be there. So
yeah,
But
I like investigating with them because they know their stuff. And Jay is funny as heck, but when he's on an investigation, I don't know, he changes. He's more, I don't want to say responsible. He's more into it. He just, he does the right things. Yeah. Yes. And everybody knows that when you take your breaks in between and you joke and laugh, that seems to be when you get your best EVPs.
Oh yeah,
when things are more relaxed, and you tell a joke and you hear your friends talk or laugh at it, and then you hear this one laugh in the background. You're like, "Who the heck is that?" And you realize wasn't anybody that was there.
Physical. Yep. Track it.
Yep.
Trust me. Oh yeah. So yeah, that'll be the group that I want to do the first investigation with, because I'll feel safe. And as many times as I've heard Jay go, well, we push people to their limits. I was like, I don't know if I want to. But I know he's a big old softy at heart, and if not, I'll just tell Bodine to beat him up. That'd be fun to see.
Did you ever hear what happened the one time we were investigating and Jay opened up all the way and I was right across from him in a chair?
I believe I heard you said you were feeling sick.
I didn't get sick. What happened was, actually it was Tina Duchesne that got sick. We were in the basement, and this was a house that was known for like runaway slaves for the Freedom Trail. They were, there'd been quite a few there. Anyway, we were in the basement and it was pitch black. We purposely shut off all the lights. And I was literally across from Jay in the hallway in a chair. He was in a chair across from me. He goes, okay, I'm going to open up all the way. He goes, if you need energy because we kept feeling like something's trying to come in, but it just didn't have the energy. He goes, take what you need. It's okay. He does that a lot. Bugs the heck out of me, but he does it.
Bugs the heck out of everybody. Yeah.
He goes, okay, I'm going to open up all the way. Now my eyes are closed. Why have them open? It's pitch black. You can't even see your hand in front of your face. That's how dark it is. He opened up all the way and my sight turned green. I'm talking like psychic sight, and I was like, holy crap, everything's
feeling.
green. He goes, is that okay? I'm going, uh-huh. And then I opened my eyes and everything was still green. It was a good 15 minutes after he stopped being open before I could actually see anything out of my eyes. It was unbelievable. That man is a powerhouse. I
Yeah.
see why Teresa goes to him when she starts to feel, like energy being drained and stuff. Unbelievable.
Oh yeah, I've seen him do like stuff on during the lives, and and I love when he says, "Well, another one like your husband. I don't have any gifts."
Yeah.
Dude, seriously?
Right.
I love how these people do this. It's like you have them. You just that's why I always call everyone goes, well, isn't it abilities? No, I call it gifts. Because eventually you're gonna open up that box and you're gonna be happy with your gift. Jay just sort of peeks in every so often, puts the box to the side.
Yeah. He's getting better. I think everybody has gift. Now, do I think there are some people who are born with more of an ability to automatically use it? Yes.
Yeah.
Can you have a stronger gift than what you're born with? You can practice with it and make it stronger, or make yourself more able to use what you have. Yes. Yes, you can.
Yeah.
That's actually one of the classes I teach, is teaching people how to do that. That's what Intuition 101 is all about.
Yeah.
Teaching you
I
how
have
to
a question that I've asked a couple of my medium friends and psychic friends. Have you ever come across somebody who says, I'm a medium and I can do this, 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 and this, and you just like kind of know that they, blowing wind? It's like
you just smile and say, well, that's fantastic. I'm so happy for you. So if any of you guys ever hear me say that, you know what I'm really thinking in my head.
She hasn't said that to me yet. I'm okay.
No, I mean, they may fully believe that is what they can do, and who am I to say that they cannot? They probably can, but you get those that boast. It's the quiet ones at these places that you go to, the quiet ones where there's something over in the corner, you can feel it, it's there, and they're just quietly peeking out of the corner of their eyes, the same place you are. Those are the ones I tend to drift towards or believe, versus the ones who are like, well, I'm a medium, I can tell you what's going on. Now there's this, okay, that's fine. It's usually the quiet ones that have the gift and the abilities, and they just quietly meld into the background.
Now you do classes on helping people to exercise their gifts, to open up, and have you ever had somebody who is like, because I'm gonna sort of like I was like this in the beginning, that was like so unsure of what I'm doing, of what they're doing, that it's like they're in the moment, they're doing what they're doing, and it's like spot on. But it's like I said, the before and the after is like, but then you have blowing wind. Yes, thanks, Michael. It's better than saying farting. Hello. That's supposed to be a lady, not. That they sit there and they doubt themselves so much, but in the moment of, and it's the after effect. It's not the idea that they want the confirmation, but more needing the confirmation for them to help them to believe. Have you ever?
Oh, all the time. There's a lot of people. Like I said, I believe everybody has gift. It just depends on how much you're willing to open up and use it.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of people that doubt what they can do, and what I teach them, what I show them is just the very beginning. You really do have to practice.
Yeah.
Everything. But every once in a while, you'll be in a class, and the big thing is learning how to breathe, relax, drop down into the zone where it's easier for you to access your gifts. See, there goes the voice. I'm bringing it in. It happens every time.
I know.
Yeah. I start doing the class, and every once in a while you'll see somebody that'll just be so relaxed, and all of a sudden their gift just comes flooding in, and their eyes just, I heard that. It's like, okay, there you go. It's like the first time you see a kid that gets how to tie their shoes, you're like, I get it.
Yes. Okay, I like that one. But what I usually say is like, like to a friend who says, you know what, I'm not sure if it's like, look, you have enough people around you that believe you have this, that you can do this. Do you think that they're all blowing wind?
Yeah.
They're all, that they're all just saying this, oh, you're good, just shut up and behave yourself, sort of thing. And it's like, do you trust in your friends that they're being honest with you? Yes. So what
Mm-hmm.
makes you think that yeah, but it's like, okay, fine.
Yeah.
Half the time it's a conversation with myself, but
They're just lacking confidence, and they just have to learn to practice their gift, and that's what happens. For those of us who do use our gift, uh, some of us were born just knowing how to do it.
yeah.
Others we had to learn, and it gets easier and it gets better with practice. Like
hmm
anything, you just have to practice. The more you practice, the better the gift.
Yeah. It's like everything else. It's like every other ability.
Yes.
A piano, people can be, whizzes at playing the piano, but they still have to practice it.
Mm-hmm.
They still have to, like, people go, oh, I have never learned to play the notes, but I play it by ear. Yeah, but you still have to practice to play it by
Right.
ear.
Exactly. Yep.
Drumming on drums can sound like noise like crazy, or it can actually sound like an amazing gift. Either way, you still gotta practice on it. So,
Oh yeah.
So for those people who don't pay attention to their own gifts and think, you're good.
Practice, practice, practice. That's all there is to it.
And it doesn't take a lot. It's like, and we forget that it's simple things. Like for me, meditation, in the beginning when I first started meditating, I sucked at meditating because I always used to think you had to sit there for an hour.
I still do, but still occasionally get a chance to do it.
Yeah. But for me, meditation, I do my best meditation where I get, what comes to me is when I do the dishes.
Mm-hmm.
Because my hands are in the water, I'm focusing on just that,
Yep.
and there's no noise coming in except maybe the TV running or but that's where I do my meditation. People go, you can't meditate when you're
Sure
walking. It doesn't matter where you are. You don't have to listen to a specific thing. I have a friend, he's trying to learn how to meditate to calm himself because he's very high anxiety and he stresses so I've been giving him different bits of music. I said, how about just some like white noise, like nothing but shh, something like that. Oh, that would drive me crazy. Shut up and listen to this piece, okay? And he came back to me the next day and said, okay, that was nice. It was weird, but it was nice. It was just kind of,
I tell a lot of people, especially for my Reiki students, when they're first starting off, I tell them, you really got to learn to just take 5 minutes for yourself. I said, I don't care if you got to lock yourself in the bathroom and there's a kid screaming on the other side, Mom, take 5 minutes and just breathe. Don't even try and do meditation. Just breathe. Be aware of each breath in, each breath out, 5 minutes. And then once you can finally do that, up it. A lot of other people can find the time, they can have the music, they know what they're doing, but they still can't relax enough to get like down into the zone. And one of the things we've learned over the time of practicing this is like you said, you do it during dishes. I have another lady who can only do it while she crochets.
Yeah.
I find myself being able to drop down when I'm wire wrapping a crystal or sewing, just hand sewing. And it's, the TV's in the background. I'm relaxed. I'm sewing. It's so repetitive. It's one after the other. And the next thing you know, I'm listening. I'm hearing. Things are coming in. So sometimes it's not so much the meditation, but something that's repetitive where you can, you just drop your walls, your borders, whatever you have up.
Yeah.
So
Gina Bankson in the chat room says, Bob scared the crap out of me today when I was doing the dishes. Laughed so hard because she was in that zone. You were in that's what I call the meditation zone. So
Yep.
Candace
I've had that too, Gina, where they scare the crap out of you, and so much so that when you laugh, the tears run down your legs. I've had that. Yeah.
Once. Once did I do that. I started laughing so hard and then crying and then back to laughing, and I was a basket case after that.
Yeah.
So been there, done that. Yep. And Candace did some meditation out with Mother Nature this weekend. I still got
nice.
like a ton of freaking snow out there.
Yeah.
I can't get out there.
I think we hit like 51 today. Woohoo!
I don't know what that is in Celsius, but I know it's not anywhere close to what I got. I got like minus something god awful. I'm lucky I get 0 here.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, heading to Florida in 2 weeks, so it'll be actually nice and warm. So I'm excited.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
jump into your briefcase.
Okay, you could do that.
First, I
Yeah,
gotta get down to you. It'll take me 2 weeks.
yeah, I'm actually going down. The first week is kind of business and work, just meeting for a few people for my radio show. And I'm also going to be talking to a few different metaphysical places down there about coming down to run classes and whether or not they'd carry my product. And I am meeting with a good friend and actually taking one of my good friends with me. She actually just lost her husband in November. I just lost my mom last week. And the two of us are going down. We're actually going to a kind of like a metaphysical psychic type center where you can just relax, commune with nature. They have like the crystal therapy beds and Reiki and all kinds of different stuff. So we're just going to go down, and like it's nice because there are no TVs. And there's no TVs in the room, no TVs no phones in the room, so almost technology free. You know,
Yeah.
you do have a computer at the main desk, but that's about it.
Whoops. Candace, no. Oh,
Oh, thank you, Gina.
Gina wants to know where you are.
I am in northern Indiana. I am 5 minutes from the Michigan border, so I'm that far up.
Okay. Candace is in Arizona. I really don't like people getting nice warm weather all the time. Candace, I like you, but I don't.
Been to Arizona, beautiful place.
She said they hit 85. I was like, really? Seriously?
Yeah. Yeah.
I cry.
Yeah, I got a son in Orlando, so the second week that we're there, I'll see him. But I think we're also going to hit Universal Studios, visit some friends down in Melbourne, Florida. So warm weather, can't beat it.
I'm glad to show this off. Seriously, when I put a picture up on Facebook with my new profile picture, somebody actually said, "Oh my God, gorgeous hat!" And I posted your link in there.
Well,
look, if you want a gorgeous hat, see, it's all purple. It's me. It's me. It was made with me in mind.
I have to show you one that I'm working on right now. Hold on.
Please do.
I am nowhere near done, but this is actually going to be. Oh, we go this way. Gotta learn how to. It is. I have a friend who is. The woman is. Learn how to use my camera there. She is actually a full voodoo priestess, and he is a conjurman. Sorry, I still got my thread up here because I'm still sewing, but it's all going to be like. Let's see here if I can get this right.
You got to get the
real bones. Yeah, I know. They look like penises and like vaginas with teeth. But yeah, those are alligator teeth. They are bone beads. They are wooden beads and conch shells, all part of the Voodoo lifestyle.
Now, didn't you have them on your show?
I did. I did three. Yep. Three Crows Conjure. They're out of Indianapolis. And they are fantastic. I mean, if you get an invitation to go into their home, you walk in and just the power just hits you. Just unbelievable. I bought a candle from them. And are we allowed to swear on your show?
Hell yes.
Oh, good. I bought a pair of Shut the Fuck Up lips. Love that candle. You've got it. If you've got somebody at work that's giving you, that's a pain in the butt, or they're saying stuff about you, buy their Shut the Fuck Up lips and burn it with the intention that they shut the fuck up, and they will. Yeah. I also got another candle that was pear lips, but this one was for someone to tell the truth. You open up the box and you're like, it's just like a wave of power comes over you. It's just unbelievable. She is one of the strongest people I have ever been around before that has ability that just, and she puts it in every item that she makes. And he's a conjurman, so he is slowly working his way up the ranks too. So Three Crows Conjure, I will promote the heck out of friends.
Damn straight.
Yeah. So yeah. They've got oils, candles, yes, the little voodoo bags. No, they do not sell the dolls. That is for tourists. Yeah. I've put them on voodoo hats before. They're like, we don't. Yeah, I'm like, I don't. Whatever somebody wants to do with that, that's fine. So
Like, can I put a name tag on them? Little for your
you
name.
can.
No. This is who this is. I have them lined up on my wall. You irritated me today. Pop.
Yeah.
Bad day at work.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. So yeah, go check those guys out. Three Crows Conjure. Get yourself a pair of shut the fuck up lips. Said it's a candle. You add the intention or the person's name to it.
They'll put my name on it.
Nah. You just scratch the little name in the wax and light that sucker up.
That was a question that, hey Melissa, that was a question that Gina asked. Can you scribe that into the candle too?
Yeah. Yeah, you can either like paste a piece of paper on or just carve the wax with the person's name on it with the intention that they shut up.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Where
was that when I was in high school?
Yeah. Can I get one and have make people work? Because I may not be at my job, but I still hear from my customers, and I hear that there are people not working, so I'd like to put their candle on them and put their name upside down so it burns their butt. So they.
That might be a different candle or oil. I don't. You'll have to talk to them.
Okay. Well. It's the intent. Yeah. Gina says it's the intent, and you got to burn the whole thing till it goes out.
That's correct, Gina. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Melissa says we look amazing.
I need a case.
Damn straight.
Well, go check them out, Melissa. Three Crows Conjure out of Indianapolis. They can send you stuff. They can do workings for you. Said she's a Voodoo priestess and he's a conjurman, and that's going to be his hat.
Ooh.
So, yeah.
Does he know? He doesn't.
Yeah, he knows. He knows because he sent me the alligator teeth. I was putting it together. I'm like, and I sent him a little picture of it. I'm like, you do realize this looks like penises with balls and vaginas with teeth, the conch shells? Because, I mean, come on, guys. You're going to tell me that doesn't look like a vagina with teeth? Yeah. It's like, okay, dude,
There you go. It's your hat. That's you're wearing.
He's somebody like Jay who could pull it off. He could carry it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'd be afraid to see what you would make for Jay as a hat.
I've always wanted to make him a hat and haven't found it. I think I did. Oh, I did make him some. I made him a necklace.
A bag as well.
I made him a bag. Yes, I did. Yeah.
And he's like in heaven with that.
It's a gear bag and it's got Bigfoot on it and a lot of Celtic symbols and stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, another man who has no abilities, but his connection is deep.
Yeah. And that's one of my newer things. You guys can see behind me if I can learn how to point. Woo! There we go. Right up there. All right. The jacket. It's a jean jacket, and it's got. You can see it's got a gold skull and it's got big wings. That's on the back of the jacket. Nowhere near done. It's got other patches and pins and stuff to go on it, but all kinds of cool stuff that's coming up this spring. Yeah. Yeah.
Virtual shopping. Too bad I didn't have the virtual money to go with it. But I guess, okay, fine, I'm gonna shop.
Lots of stuff.
Florida, I have a shop that I go to, and since I sort of came out of my closet, it's been the place that I go to.
You come out of the broom closet.
Came out of the broom closet. No, actually, I left the broom in the closet because I'm the only one in my family who doesn't follow the Wicca way, or the witchy way, or whatever you want to call it. I am just, it's just me. I don't not believe, and I do believe, but it's not my way. I might use parts of it. See, if you want to call me anything and it's kind of a witch, of course that's spelled with W most of the time, B every so often. I'll be one of those kitchen witches.
Yeah, there you go.
You can just sort of do everything and anything, and it works. That's what I am. But like I said, more often than not, it's not what it be. But I have the woman who runs the two girls who run. Actually, it's now a husband and wife team who run this store. I will go there if I could, at least twice a month, just to soak up the energy, donate my time. I'll work the cash. I'll clean, whatever you need. You need to move things over there. So long as it doesn't weigh over 5 pounds, I can move. You want me to rearrange the carts? Yeah, okay.
There you go.
She has a son down in Florida, and she goes down there quite often, and she was thinking of opening up a shop down there.
Nice.
And I was like, "No, okay, but you can't move down there permanent because, like, I need you here. It's not an
Yeah.
option moving."
I have a shop like that I like that's up in Michigan. It's about 30 minutes from my house. Mystic Beads and Earthware. And it has literally been built on a site where there was a known meteorite that had fallen there. So already the ground's got energy.
Yeah.
And then they built the shop and it's just loaded with rock, stones, crystals, people with gift. And it's just, you walk in, you're like, oh,
Yeah. And that's what I say to people. When you walk
yeah.
into a store, don't, like for me, what I do is when I walk into a spiritual store or whatever you want to call it, go in and just, not that you're in the way of the door, but stand for just a couple of seconds
Mhm.
and just feel the energy. Because you'll know if you're in the right kind of store for you. If, like this store that I walk into from the first day, they've moved places 3 times. So I think they're finally staying where they're going to stay. But every time you walked into it, it was like walking into a giant hug.
Mhm.
That was just like, it just
Yeah.
wrapped the warmth around you. I've walked into a few others and they were nice, but they were stores. They weren't, you didn't have that feeling. But there are
Yeah.
other people who love it, So I'm like, yes, find the store that you connect with.
Yeah.
Gina says, I would love to live in St. Augustine. St. Augustine, that's in Florida.
Yeah.
Can't move there.
It's where the lighthouse is that's haunted.
Yeah, Gina creates, her and her better half create boxes that pick up noise. I can't remember what they are. Boxes are gorgeous. That's all you say. You're gonna have to tell me exactly what they are, Gina, because I'm really a bad friend that I can't. I co-host with her every so often. She needs comedy relief. It's me. But she makes these boxes, and I don't know where she gets them, but they open up, and inside is some mechanical stuff that either picks up the noise and I don't know what it's called. It's one of those ghost hunting ability things.
I know what you're talking about, but I cannot think of the official name.
Yeah.
It uses radio waves, but there's no in the background, or the only noise it's picking up is anything that may be spirit-like. I believe I know what you're talking about.
I'm sure she'll pop it in, but her creations, like you, she was an interior decorator, so she has that. They do many pieces of paranormal equipment. There we go.
Yeah.
But she made one with butterflies. It's like, ghost box. There's the word. Duh.
Yeah.
So simple. She made one with butterflies. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, no, wait, gotta wait, can't do that. Ooh,
25 cents here, $3 there.
Oh, heck yeah. It's like, don't sell that.
Yeah.
But that doesn't work because my daughter's been looking, she works at a car dealership and she's been looking at a car, it's a secondhand car, and she kept saying to all the customers who come in, it's haunted. Yeah, but see, she made the mistake. She test drove it, right? The very next day, it sold. Oh, God. Don't test drive your car that you want, baby. It's a here we go. I'm gonna put this one up. It's a Vortex Easy Scan and Ghost box.
Oh, nice.
It's Bob and Gina do. Oh, there we go. There's her link for her. Go check it out, people. It's good. It's just don't buy the butterfly box unless, of course, you're shipping it to me. There you go. It's like I get these things and
I'll have to go check out their site.
Not because I'm actually going to use them. It's like I got a beautiful butterfly Ouija board from Jason Arthur.
Yeah.
And I may never use it. But it was created for me with that's because I bullied him because he was dissing on Canadian. So I said, okay, that's it. You owe me the board. But I don't really use them. It's just like, I need that. It's like, I got over 20 decks of cards. I'm not using them all.
You don't want to go something with it. You just want it because it has butterflies on it.
Look at my wall.
Yeah, I know.
My only tattoo. Hello, it's a butterfly.
There you go.
Always on my nail, and that's because that's what I work with. When the energy-wise, that's what I work with is butterflies. So when I see them, it's like, ooh.
Yeah. Very. Now, did Teresa and Jay tell you, or maybe you saw online when I had my we have these. Oh, nice. When I had my metaphysical discussion group or like a paranormal roundtable, they showed up. Did you know that? I didn't know. I was so busy getting
Imagine that.
stuff ready.
I think it's like Jason showed up for their round table at
Yeah.
101, so they did it to you.
I am walking up. I had to park like half a block away just to get in. And I'm walking up this steep hill with ice on it. And as I'm passing, I see something doing this in the window. And there it was. There was Jay and Teresa at a restaurant at the front window waving at me. So, yeah. And they're like 4.5 hours from me south.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I was like, what? I literally, that was my eyes.
Like, hello? I think that'll be the face that'll actually
He laughed
happen.
himself silly, of course,
Oh,
but
yeah. You know that he was looking forward to that one.
he was. But you know what? They were a really great source because the room that we had, it was actually a tea shop, and the tea shop is very long. It wasn't so much wide, but long. So there were people, at the front that I was kind of like standing in the middle and kind of turning both ways to talk to everybody. About a third of the way through, it ended up being that there was a conversation in the back, conversation in the front, and a few people talking in the middle. Everybody was kind of having their own conversations and relating, and everybody was so happy to find somebody that understood them, that wasn't going to make fun of them because they had a ghost story, or something they wanted to share that they couldn't tell anybody else. Those, like the paranormal roundtables or the metaphysical discussion groups, when you see people come in like this and they're trying to tell their story and they leave like this and they're excited, yes, and they've got phone numbers and they've got people that understand, and I was like, please have it again.
Yeah, and it's fun to watch and involve. Like I don't go there because again, you guys are in the States. I'm stuck up here in Quebec. But the second one, I was there for the first one, but the second one that they did at 101 Cafe, they do them live.
Okay.
And I love to watch, I love to listen, I love to learn, but I love to watch that blooming flower, that young man on the second one who been having things for so long in his life, and he didn't have a safe place to go. And it's like, hello, he met Jay. I think he's like that boy. Like Jay says, I may not understand what you do, but I'm here. You want to talk? I'll listen.
Right.
And everybody's there. So it's just like, everybody needs that safe place. That's one of the things this show, when I originally started this show, it was so that people could have that safe place to ask those questions, because there's no such thing as a stupid question. Hey, Sharon, there's no such thing as a stupid question except the one that you don't ask. So it's like somebody once said to me, that's a stupid question, I don't want to ask it. But there was somebody else that wanted to ask the same question and thought the same thing. All it takes is one person. So, and there's no, you need to have that safe place. You need to have that place where you can just relax and be, and not be afraid. Like you said, not be afraid. Make fun of.
That's why I run those. That's why I run those groups too. Yeah. It helps people. The metaphysical discussion group that I run, we talk about anything and everything. We'll have like a theme, like the one time we talked about cryptids. We kind of threw out a bunch of different cryptids for people to look up, and everybody kind of, as homework, kind of brought back information about their cryptid. Well, we talked about that for the first hour. The next 2 hours was about anything and everything. We just got it. When I set it for 2 hours, it usually lasts anywhere between 3 and 4. Yeah. Because we just talk and talk and talk and share.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, I've had that happen too. And so we learn. We learn from one another. So
it's because when you're at home, it's like, yes, my husband supports what I do, but he doesn't get into what I do. Like,
exactly.
He was watching Haunted 911 and somebody was doing something stupid, and they went, there's so many people I know that would be like, really? It was like, if you want me to leave, smack me. I was like, you know what? The day that they get smacked and they'll still stand there. Because I can remember, I think it was Jay, I'm not sure. But that's one of the things he won't say. If you want me to leave, smack me. Because even though when you get smacked, you still want to stick around and have a chit chat. It's like me saying goodbye. I never say goodbye to Lizzie. It's like I could talk forever. But and so going to an open a round table, whether it's online or an actual physical place, it's great to have that freedom.
Yes.
To just kind of like, yes, everybody's going to go in. It's like any party. It's like when you were in high school, the boys on one side, the girls on the other side. And then everybody gets together and they're really comfortable and having a good time and they're learning about each other. And it's like, yeehaw. Gina says I've done that and sometimes got cut short. I'm guessing that's talking about what you feel and things.
Yeah.
Gina is like she has her own show as well. And it's on Tuesday nights and Thursday nights with an amazing temporary co-host somebody so often. Like I said, comedy. Um, but you have to have that, and if
Hmm.
you can do that, that's one of the things. That's one of the things I wanted to do here in this little village where I live. There's one spiritual store,
Yeah.
and it's okay, but it's just everything is sort of like crammed into it.
Hmm.
So, like, I mean, they had a talk there once, and I walked in, and I was like, dude, my bathroom's bigger than the space you're using for this conversation.
Yeah.
So I wanted to create a tea shop, and a friend of mine in the UK, he says there's catteries. It's a tea shop where they have cats, so people can go in
Oh, yeah, yeah. I've
and
seen that.
and people donate, like they'll come in and grab a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, and it'll be like $10, but you're paying for the cat food, you're paying for the ability to just sit there, read your book, drink your cup of tea. It's unlimited tea or coffee, and you
Hmm.
just have the cat. And if you're allergic to cats, well, you're a dum if you want to go in there, you know. Mm. But
Oh,
that's
yeah.
something that would have been interesting to start, just a place where people can go have
Right.
the conversations. But it'll
Yeah.
happen when it happens. We all will die.
I would love to be able to find a spot or a space to open up. It would be like a small store in the front,
Hmm.
a couple rooms for people to do Reiki or healing, and then have a big area with lots of sofas and chairs and rugs and just a comforting area where you can just sit, have conversations, or
Hmm.
push all the couches back and throw up a bunch of metal folding chairs and have people come in and do talks,
Yeah.
specific talks. So a meeting place for the paranormal, the metaphysical, the psychic community, whatever. I would love to be able to have a place like that.
It would be nice.
So someday, who
Yeah.
knows?
It's also one of my dreams. Angel Meadows is my dream. It's going to be a healing center. Like, it'll happen when it happens. It's going to
Right.
be healing, learning, and not just for those who can pay, but for those who can't. It's
Hmm.
because there's a lot of things that people want to do, and it's there. Like I can't. Like a lot of people say, "Oh, you can afford $5." Yeah, unfortunately, $5 can go to buy somebody's food or go to pay
Yeah.
their electricity bill. It doesn't take much. Like for here anyway, when you're back on your electricity, as long as you pay them $5, $10, whatever, they'll let your electricity continue on.
Hmm.
So like, so for those people who can afford, it's like, yeah, come on, just go sneak into the back
Yeah.
room. No problem. But it's going to be called Angel Meadows, which is where I live.
Nice. Yeah.
It'll happen on time.
Someday.
Someday, hey, in this lifetime.
That's right. That's right.
If
I
not,
do
it'll be
have
in
some people that come over, like I said, for the group, but can only fit like so many people in my living room right now. So hopefully, because I don't have a huge house. I have just enough because it's just the two of us now. So, but someday
I've
we'll
I've
see.
seen one or two of your lives from your living room,
Yeah.
and the gentleman you had talking one time, I was like, "Oh, I want to hear more."
Yeah. John. Yes. John is a fully practicing witch and a very, very nice gentleman. Really nice.
Yeah.
And it was kind of cool because when it was live, the minute he came in, I saw a spirit come with him. But as we were doing the live, if you watched, you could see this spirit literally behind him because you could see things
Yeah,
like
did.
shadow behind him. Yeah. And quite a few people were commenting like, yes, I see it. Yes, I do.
So yes, we do now. Let me concentrate. Let
Yeah.
me be the closest. Yeah.
I mean, it's, it was, he felt he knew who it was and why they were there. So that was between him and that spirit. So, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's kind of cool.
It is. It's fun to be able to sit down and chat with your friends and to have, like I say, this is a conversation you and I are having with, just between you and me. We have eavesdroppers in the chat room, but they can listen in all they
That's
want.
fine. Yeah.
Fine.
Come on in. Bring your cup of tea, cup of whiskey, whatever works best for you.
Oh, now she tells me I could have that. I will never drink Kentucky bourbon. One man promised it to me, and he's not here right now. That's why I'm the suicide prevention and awareness
Yeah.
camp. That I when I get to heaven, he better have that Kentucky bourbon ready for it. That's all I gotta say.
I
And
think he will. I
know I'm
believe
going.
he will.
But those people
Yeah,
think
that weekend's going to be hard. It's going to be great, but it's going to be hard. So, yeah.
I've always said that if I could not make it to any other one, that would be the one I would want to make it. But
so we'll probably all try and do live feeds to have you there as much as
I want to see the
possible.
hug fest. I want to see the hug fest going on. There's like people going to be going on, and I also know, unfortunately, that some people have had to cancel because of all the what's it called there? The coronavirus. I was gonna say the beer virus. Oh Jesus. The coronavirus, people are afraid of that. And you know, if you are, then so be it. But if you're not, then hey, you're gonna have a good time.
Common sense, people. Wash your hands.
What? That's it.
Unless you are an elderly person with a compromised immune system to begin with, then don't go out in public.
Well, they say it's the older people who are having the issues with it. So I'm saying I'm still 30. But they say the children are not having the issues. So we're going to fill it up with children.
As long as you're smart and wash your hands, you're going to be just fine. What they don't report is the number of people who have had the coronavirus and have lived through it because it's just like a super bad case of the flu. But even if it were somebody who were elderly with a compromised immune system and they got the flu, they more than likely would have passed too. Yeah. It's just a really, really bad flu. And yes, you can live through it unless you already have a compromised immune system.
Exactly. So, and Tinamarie is a nurse, so she's talking from her smarts.
Wash your hands. Like, don't make me get that pen out.
There used to be a song that you could wash your hands to. You had and I would sing it in my head. You know, I have people who that little sanitizer. Sorry, this is sensitive skin. It dries up like half a second of that sanitizer. And I'm like cracking. So I'll have a bucket of warm water. There you go. Hey, I'm fine. Don't bug me.
Yeah. I think it'll be warmer and I think it will die down. And you know what? In a couple of years, there'll be another new virus that comes out with a new name. And you know what? If you've lived through all the others, I'm pretty sure you're going to live through this one too.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm still gonna be careful. And somebody today asked me if I was stockpiling. I'm like, toilet paper, vodka.
No,
what am I stockpiling? No,
you know
why? No, I'm not.
Sneeze, you blow your nose, but it's not that kind of virus that you go and you have diarrhea and all that stuff.
Yeah,
it's just like cold, mega, pain.
It gets down to the lungs. So there's your dangerous part. So be smart.
Exactly.
Wash your hands.
Why are you stocking up on TP?
Yeah.
And I have friends on Facebook who are like, they put up a picture we're selling it for $999.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Having a blast of it because you have to take everything with a grain of salt, as my mother used to say, because there is vodka. That'll keep it away. Gina just put vodka in the chat room. Hello.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. You're gonna rinse your hands at the vodka and then drink the shooter afterwards.
You drink enough vodka, you don't want to go out. You'll be just fine.
My father had a cure. My father used to have a cure and never would let me try it. He says you take 2 bottles of whiskey, you put one at the end of your bed, and you take the other one with a shot glass. And you keep it. Once the one at the end of the bed ends up being 2, then you go to sleep because you know you're cured.
God.
I was like, Dad, how come you've never done that? He's like, your mother will kill me. I was like, okay.
So our doctor used to tell us when we were younger and the flu was coming around, he goes, here's my recipe. You want some honey, some lemon juice, 2 aspirin, and a bottle of whiskey, and you'll be just fine. It's like, okay.
Okay, but I'm only 10.
I remember as kids, my parents would get the really big old the clothespins with the round head, and they would soak the clothespin in whiskey, and then they would give it to the babies to gnaw on, and it would numb their teeth. And amazingly, they went right out.
I think we're gonna have that one. Sharon says she's stocking up on MJ. Let's see, alcoholic beverage that starts MJ. I was gonna say Michael Jordan, Michael Jackson.
That's what's in my head.
So long as it's not TP, we're okay.
But we have a joke if the zombie apocalypse ever happens. I have one friend who has stocked up, and this is why the vodka and toilet paper came up. She has stockpiled vodka. I don't know why. That's her thing. She's not a big drinker. She just stockpiled vodka.
There
She
you
goes,
go.
"What do you stockpile?" And I
Makes it
said, "Toilet
cheaper.
paper. That stuff's going to be like gold if there's a zombie apocalypse." I said, "I'm going to
Oh,
make money." She says, "What are you going to do with money?" I said, "Buy your vodka." So there you go.
okay.
Yeah.
MJ is Mary Jane, marijuana. Got it.
Gotcha.
Well, because I shared a post today that it has an antibiotic, whatchamacallit, in the marijuana, in the weed. There's
Yeah.
something in it, not the part that gets you high, but the other part. There's
Mhm.
something that is, I think. So I posted up there, and there was a few people that already put, okay, we're safe.
Yeah. We're good.
Days. Marijuana has superbug, antibacterial, antiviral qualities. Blah, blah,
There you
blah.
go.
There
There
we
you
go.
go.
So we all can get high.
Nice. Perfect.
Can eat it and I'll zonk out for days. Look, if I drink a glass of wine after the second sip, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm a cheap drunk. So, like, well.
Maybe for suicide awareness, I should make some brownies.
Ooh. Wait a minute. I saw Teresa posted something about homemade, like, peanut butter cups. You could make that infused.
Special brownies.
Yep.
Is that mint? Sure. Yeah, that's a bit in there. Help
Okay.
yourself.
I could see a couple of people having an issue with that, Jason.
That's where Uber comes in.
There you go. Like, so long as you don't have to take the urine test, you're okay.
Yeah. No, I will not be making special brownies.
Fine. I'm definitely not going.
I'll just pass out hugs. There we go. I'll behave.
Not fun. I want to see them all live.
Did I say how I was going to behave?
Well, it just depends on what your hands are in the hooks.
Oh, God.
See, this is why we can have fun like this on my
That's
show.
right.
You can't do this on your owner. The owners of your station will be like, mm-hmm.
They wouldn't. They wouldn't. As long as everything's PG in the sense that there's no swearing, and we're not outright saying we're doing this, that, or the other thing. We're alluding.
You get in trouble if you shut the fuck up on your lips on your
That's right. That's why I did it here. Yeah, on my show we talked about special lips. Not quite sure everybody understood what special lips we were talking about, but that's okay. There were a few people that I swear they were in the chat room going, "Special lips?" Okay. Not those lips, people. Not those lips.
Private message will explain. Well, the 3 words, okay? Mm.
Lord.
Painful. Where do your minds go?
Well, we all know where their minds go instantly.
Exactly.
Where mine is.
Where I just saw your hat, remember?
Yeah.
And somebody in the chat room went, "Mama's mine's in the gutter." No. I'm allowed to have fun.
Oh, I'm sitting here looking at this stuff because we're talking about burning stuff. When I told you guys that I do special learning how to use my camera.
Put it in your nose. There you go.
Yeah, turn it sideways a little bit. That is actually a purple rose. There's lavender, baby's breath. In fact, in this one, this is, I got to get used to doing the camera. Mm-hmm. This is our anti-anxiety and sleepy time one. It's white sage, wild lettuce, yarrow, lavender, has a purple rose, and baby's breath. And that's all in there. And it smells amazing. It's unbelievable. I have another one here.
You ship those to Canada?
For a special price, sure.
There you go. Okay.
This is.
I have my border mule. She'll come down and get it for me.
I know about your mules. I've dealt with your mules. Nobody's listening. This is my cleansing and protection one. It's got white sage, hyssop, rosemary, fulmary, sweetgrass, and of course the white rose and the baby's breath. So if you have like a brand new home, or if you know somebody who's getting a new home and they want to kind of clean and clear out the old energy or anything that's there, you want to get a protection one. So instead of getting all those,
when somebody gets one of those, do they don't have, I'm asking questions even though I know the answer. They don't have to burn the whole thing
No.
because your house would be a real big mess. I did it once.
Yeah. Well, and we suggest that people a lot of times like do it over a bowl or plate. You don't have to do the whole house. Do it with intention. And that's one of the things with all of our smudge sticks. They are made with intention. And a lot of times people who can feel energy, when they open up the box and they get their smudge sticks out, they're like, oh, we can feel it. I'm like, yeah, because it's made with intention. So those are just two of them. We've got so many different ones.
Yeah, I would have to order 2 of each. Because one I would burn and one I would keep because they look so pretty.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, a lot of people aren't burning them. They're actually just putting them like on top of their fireplace mantle. So when it warms up, or in their windowsill on their dashboard. So when the sun hits it, all the aroma from all those different herbs is just filling that area.
Very nice.
We actually have our own little recipe book that we came up with.
Into a little bag, a little satchel, and people could, especially the guys, but they could hang them from the rear view mirror. We got so much shit hanging from the rear
And that's
view mirror.
actually some of the stuff we're doing. I mean, we came up with all kinds of different ones like Ice Dragon. What's another? Love Potion number 9. We have so many different ones. Medicine Wheel. That one's really good for those who are those who are like Native American, or if they are somebody who just kind of really is into nature. That's a really good one for that. But all kinds of different ones. We use resin sometimes. Again, another reason to put them on a plate or bowl while you burn them, because resin resin smokes, but it also drips. So you got to be careful with that. So, but oh yeah, I'm sitting here, I'm just the herbs I can smell. And we were talking about herbs, so it just kind of reminded me.
It's just one herb or another. Herbs are herbs, doesn't matter what you call them.
Right. Yeah.
Except I wouldn't pay $700 for the herbs.
Right, exactly. Yeah, in fact, we are actually bringing all of our prices down. I think the most expensive one will be $15. From there on, it just goes down. Like our skeeter beaters are only $10, and they have all skeeter beater, like for mosquitoes.
Okay, I kind of sort of thought that, but I thought, okay, sure, make sure, darling. Never know where your brain goes.
But East Coast used to live near Jersey, so we don't have mosquitoes. We have skeeters. So,
yeah, we got black flies. Okay, you keep your.
Oh yes, yeah. We would occasionally get those at the beach too. But what's nice about the skeeter beaters is that, like, if you have an outside fire pit, or even if you're just sitting outside with friends, just burning one on a plate, and we have no mosquitoes or anything biting for up to 3 hours. So, because it just smolders and smells good, and so fun with sage,
There you go. Great sage recipes live with Tinamarie.
And we do. We look up all the different herbs and what they're for, and we will actually sometimes put some together and burn it just to see what it'll smell like. Or like we did tests with the skeeter beaters with several different blends until we found one that worked really well. So yeah.
So it's like, okay, taste test.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you know what? It's funny because the 3 of us were friends for a while. We would always get together on Wednesdays and drink coffee. And I told them, I said, look, I said, Pam and Nancy, I said, look, I said, when I do these paranormal conferences, there are people selling sage sticks. That's it. There's nothing else, just sage sticks. I said, there's so many different herbs, and look, I said, look at Pinterest. You can see all the pretty ones. I said, we can do this. We really can. And we found out about 90% of the herbs we already have in our backyard, like cedar trees, that kind of stuff. The sweet grass and stuff we do buy, reputable people that we trust. So a lot of that stuff we have already, or we grow it in our garden and dry it. So, and the flowers I actually get from a local shop when they are starting to go. Instead of them throwing them in the dumpster, they put them in a paper bag, and I pick them up once a week.
That's a smart idea.
Yeah. And then dry them.
As bad as it doesn't sound so bad, but I used to live near a funeral home, and I used to see after the thing, a lot of them, the families would just say, let's just throw it away. And I thought that was such a way, and I would just, I knew them. We'd have to pass by the funeral home to go to bring my kids to school. So I one day was like, dude, could I raid the trash? I'm like, I'm a raccoon that asks nicely, okay? Raid the trash. He's like, Darlene, we'll let you know when you have pickup. You'll see the box up on top.
Yeah.
So I used to have nice flower arrangements,
Yeah.
and the comment was, yeah, but they come from a funeral home. It's like, dude,
So
the spirit is not going to, and come to my
you
house.
have my wreath of death. No.
I used to live across from a cemetery. I had no problems.
Yeah.
My front of my house, the two windows at the top and the door in the front look like a face. And you think I'm worried about taking, this is looking over. I'm worried about taking flowers from a funeral home? No.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a farmer nearby that grows a lot of like a field of sunflowers, and as they were starting to die, I asked him if I could just pull the petals off. He goes, "Well, I want the seeds." I said, "I don't want the seeds." I said, "I just want the petals," and then I dry those because those are used in quite a few different blends that we use too. So it's kind of a very sweet, almost like I hate to say it, like a barbecue smell at the end. So yeah.
Mm.
Oh
Well,
yeah,
I've
oils.
been oil. I use bean oil. It has a strong anti-bug, strong bitter taste. As it burns, it keeps mosquitoes and fleas away from humans and animals.
Nice.
Mm. We're learning something here.
Yeah.
See, I live in the country, right? So there's a lot of trees, lots of forest all around me. The one I really miss is the one out there that they tore down and built.
Oh.
Yeah, and that was fun when they tore down that property.
Mm-hmm.
I was at work and I started getting this massive pain in my chest, and I
Oh.
got home and I was like, I saw the trees falling, and I asked my husband, I said, when did they start doing this? When did the first tree fall? And he said it was around noon, lunch hour. Yeah, that's when I started. And then that
Yeah.
night, they didn't last long. So that night, Mama D, smart little girl that she is, I opened my bedroom window and I said, okay, guys, I'm going to leave the window open for an hour. You can all come in here and stay with me until you find a new home. They messed with the cat. I didn't think to tell my wood spirits to stay in my bedroom.
Yeah.
I have no problems with that. They had the run of the house. They even went to my neighbor's house because their dog was like, ooh.
Yeah.
And it's like my neighbor calls me. She goes, what's going on? Why is my dog? Okay.
Yeah.
That night I sat down, had a conversation. I said, y'all have to stay here in the bedroom because the cat would not go into the bathroom. He used to live in the bathroom window, and he would come running out of there like, something poked him in the butt or something. Even still to this day, he will go in, and it's been a few years. He'll go in, put his front paws on the bathtub and look inside. Okay. So it's like people who tell me that, the wood entities and sprites and fairies and all are not real. It's like, you should have lived in my house for that couple of months. But, and I think there's still one that comes back every so often to visit because things sort of do move around. But in general, the night that I said, okay, guys, it's time for you to move on. 2 months, I let them stay in my house.
Yeah.
And it's okay, guys, time for you to move on. I'll leave the window open for an hour. And I was sitting there going, if I had bugs, mosquitoes, and black flies in my room, I'm not going to be, but I never had a one.
Yeah.
Close the
Nice.
window.
Yeah. It's amazing once you are willing to accept it and you open up yourself to being able to see nature spirit or like elementals. You start seeing them more and more. It's like the veil's lifted. You and people go, oh yeah, you'll believe in something you can't see like a ghost, but anything else you won't. Come on, there is stuff out there. Oh, the first time I saw one was unbelievable.
I don't see them per se, but I know that they're there. I get that goosebumpy feeling, and I know something's going on.
Yep,
it's
they have a very different energy than spirit. So
yeah. It's like Jay. I always laugh, and he says, "I don't do a prayer over myself before the investigation." And I know it bugs the garbage out of people. It really do, because it's like you need to do the protection. But Jay is so connected to the wood spirits and to the fae. They it's like, okay, we got you. Maybe a little extra wouldn't hurt. But he's got, because like everyone says, nothing really ever happened except for that one time. And we don't have the video to prove it because he still denies it. But he says, I don't call in the spirits. I don't say a prayer. And I just, I don't, you guys can do it. I will show respect, but it's not my thing. And it's like, because you have them with you all the time.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell him I'm talking about him on this show. He always ends up top of the conversation here.
Oh, but yeah, once you see them, you start seeing them more and more, and it shocks you. I think the first one I ever saw was actually at a cemetery that was on native ground, and I guess the church just took the ground
Mhm.
and they built a church, and now the church has since, this is like 200 some years ago, the church is gone, but the graveyard is still there.
Yeah.
But we were going through doing it like an investigation and hearing that there had been stuff there, so we were kind of like discounting any local legends to see if we could prove it, disprove it. Some funky stuff happened while we were there, but the one thing, I started feeling this weird energy, this weird feeling, didn't know what it was. And it was the sun had just set, but there was still plenty of light to see everything. And out of the corner of my eye, I saw something looked like a bush was shaking. And there wasn't, none of the other bushes were shaking, so it wasn't wind. And I looked again, and in the bush, because the bush had other bushes and stuff around it, there were like two eyes. I was like, okay, I'm not seeing this. And it was just two eyes. And I realized, okay, I'm seeing some sort of elemental. That's the only thing we could describe it. And I really thought I was losing my damn mind until somebody else came over and said, hey, they're getting ready to, does that bush have eyes? I was like, yeah, okay, good. You're seeing it too.
Okay, I'm not.
Yeah, so when she saw it too, I was like, okay, I am not insane. Somebody else saw it. And we watched it for quite a while. And then we said, just wanted to say thank you, for letting us come on your ground. And we were just checking things out, and we'll be leaving. No harm. We'll be done. And the eyes just closed, and we never saw anything more of it. So it was after that, going somewhere else and feeling that type of energy again, I knew
Yeah.
instantly that there was an elemental in the area. So, oh yeah,
It's fun.
very different.
Yeah. It is. And it's fun because you expect it, but you don't expect it.
Right.
You
And
know,
that's
like
usually how they work.
exactly. And they don't, and a lot of people, aren't you afraid? No. Why did you
Mm-mm.
jump? Well, because I was startled. I wasn't, it's like, see a mouse run across your room. I'm not afraid of the mouse. It just
Mm-hmm.
startled me. People can come up
Something
behind me and
sudden.
poke me in the back. Yeah.
Yeah.
People can come up behind me and poke me in the back. It doesn't scare me. It's like pull my hair. Don't touch my hair. But I'm not one who scares easily. You can startle me, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm a weirdo. I like snakes.
Me
Okay.
too. Yay.
Oh, look, I'll have to show you. I have a picture of me with an afro. Wait a minute, is it here? Oh, let's see. Yeah, it is. When I was
Yeah,
in high school,
I love snakes. There's a guy that has a snake.
see that?
Oh, very nice.
Okay. My boyfriend at the time when I was in high school thought it would be funny to bring me a snake from what we had in Nuns Island before, where we had and he brought me a grass snake. About a year long, about a foot or
Yeah.
so. I put it in my hair. I went to school. My art teacher, who I had a major dislike for, she always used to mess at me, and all of a sudden the snake came out. She screamed like a banshee. Went running down to the principal's
It's
office.
one of Medusa's daughters. No.
Yeah, I never even knew. Thought of it that one. She went running down to the principal's office, and the principal came back, and he was like, "You have a snake in your." Excuse me, I have a snake in my hair. You want to feel my hair? Let this big freaking afro. I'm sorry. I was bright red. It's like we found nothing. It was still in there, but you just can't find nothing. I've lost pens and pencils in that hair. So it was funny. Every time I would go into the class, the teacher would look at me like,
I love it.
yeah. Telling you, I was a bad girl. I was not. I was not the sweet Mama D that I am.
Oh, yeah, there's a guy that has a snake shop or reptile shop in Canada, and I guess it's right over the border from Detroit is where on. mutation creation or creation mutation, something like that. And he breeds different snakes to get different colors and stuff. And some of the stuff he has come up with, just gorgeous.
I'll have to
Love it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm working next weekend. In case anybody's still here, next weekend I have no show because I am working with a friend who puts on the events that people sell their own wares here. It's like I can't even think of the word. My brain's gone. Duh. And there's always the reptile show.
Oh, nice.
And I'm like, last time that I went, I did some work with her for a Christmas thing, an albino boa. I was like,
oh yeah,
pretty. It's like,
yeah.
People looking at me going, "Are you nuts?" It's like, "Yep." Can I work with you?
Yeah.
Can I hang? Like, no,
Yep.
I really can't. It's like, fine. I like snakes. I'm not.
I like any reptile.
Nasty little luck. It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a baby iguana one time. Oh, maybe about that big when I got it. By the time I had to find a new home for her, she was 5 foot long. Yeah, and could pretty much walk her like a dog. And I finally had to get someone else had a big pen, like a zoo type pen, big terrarium type pen that he built specifically for her. And he took her on because just all my curtain rods were bowed,
Okay.
from her being on top. So yeah, couldn't do that anymore. So he took her over. He had her for about a year, and we went to visit them, and their cats drove it crazy. And we called her Elvis, I know, but we didn't know she was a female when we first named her. And the cats would drive it crazy, and they had it. They wouldn't even get her out because she was so wild because the cats kept driving her nuts.
Yeah.
So I walked over to the pen and like, don't open it, don't open it. So of course I opened it.
Oh, yeah.
And I opened it and she came charging at me, stopped, sniffed my hand, ran up my arm, wrapped herself around, and she kept kissing me like, oh, thank God you're here. Oh, thank God. Oh, it ripped my heart out when I had to put her back. Oh, I missed her so much. So, yeah. But just, I didn't have the room.
Yeah. Kick your husband out. Honey, I love you.
At that time, it was tempting. Right now, I'll keep him. So,
He's well trained now. We just keep him up.
Yeah, I got him this far. Might as well.
I might as well keep him around. He drives the car and helps on long trips. He's okay.
Yes. Yes.
Plus, he keeps Jay busy.
Yeah, he helps at shows, so I do need him. So.
We'll let you keep him. Do you have your license for that one? Well, we've been having a blast, but we're over time. And I
know. Sorry. We could babble for more hours and we won't count.
There you go. Told you. We're down to 4 people eavesdropping with us. Yes. There you go. And you know what? I'm highly insulted, but none of the paranormal mystery crew came in. I'm not going in there.
It's all right. That's all right.
I'll boycott them and stand outside.
Actually, I think they're in Post Town right now at the elementary school. That's where they were this morning. So they may be busy.
Okay. Well, elementary school, then go ahead.
Well, it's not really an elementary school anymore. It's haunted.
But still, it's a school. It counts. Oh my God. And share it in the chat room. Just imagine how many joints I could have hidden in that. You could have hidden in that hair, Mama D. Oh, hell yeah. But you never find them. That's the thing. They go in there, they never come out. Except for the snake. Hey, now it's all straight and long, and I'm not going back to that fur again. Mind you, it would be fun.
Are you back? Because you were like really.
Billy? Okay.
Yeah, your voice was kind of robotic.
I'm not. Well, you know what I think that means? I think that means it's time for us to shut it down. And first off, thank you very much for hanging out with me and chit-chatting.
Anytime.
Everybody go. Let me just put this back up again. Go to the banner.
Thank you guys, everybody, for hanging out with us and listening to us babble.
Earthenware, heirloom haberdashery for these amazing hats and bags. And I'll find one has a butterfly one. It's mine, okay? It's 3 Sisters smudgings for those amazing smudge sticks, stage sticks. There we go. Worked.
Yeah.
And if you can't figure out where it is, hit me up. I'll tell you where to go.
Yep.
Actually,
Or just look me up on Facebook, Tinamarie Ronan. I'm there.
you're not difficult. Actually, I think
Nope,
you're the only Tinamarie.
I think so,
You're one of a kind,
especially with
darling.
the Ronan.
Anyways.
Well, thank you for having me. I had fun.
Good, I'm glad. All right, everybody, y'all be good, behave yourselves, and we will see you in, I have no idea when. I think I'm good till the end of the month. Who knows? I might pop in once in a while. I love you.
Love you
Thanks,
too, hon.
Tina.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.